Okay. Yama obibiara kwaba to public health matters. So, and then susubio. And then yankoma yebabitino. It's about lessons from COVID-19 as a nation, as a country, Ghana. The pandemic has taught us two lessons as individuals and as a nation. And last week, yedi adesua yesua free COVID as individuals, as a ankre. Now, ene, we are going to talk about lessons learned from COVID-19 as a nation. It has taught us that we need a functioning welfare system, a border control system, a fair distribution of national resources, a functioning food and drugs authority, reduce over-reliance on imports, change in medical tourism story. These are just a few, maboboso, but there are a lot of them, yebedi honkomo. And with me is my sister, Miss Diana Boateng, and my brother, Francis Amankwa. Now, we're going to ask Yenyuemwe to give their introductory remarks. Again, it is lessons learned from COVID-19 as a nation of my Ghana. Adisua ben ena yesua free a COVID-19. Ente yenua ba Diana. Mepacha wo intro.
Shemu bibia kwa basupiem. Within the Diana Boateng. I'm a nurse me. I'm a graduate of Ghana. Anna, Messiah nurse me. I'm a graduate of Hase. I'm a friend of Finland.
Yo, yada wase. Francis, mepacha wo introductory remarks.
Yeah. Seni mini adana kind you be akwaba. Seni also start kind last week you share the impact on individuals. Seni you share the impact of COVID-19 enya where so as a nation inti ebe person will be a sona weti to me DB achieve go to do who send you in your man so called. I say.
Yo, what I say. So going straight, then we are Makion so right now. Makion Yamuakwaba. And Makion me pacho oteminka. Yes, we have just had our introductory remarks. Yeah, a line or so. We have Diana, we have Francis. And today, lessons learned from COVID-19 as a country, Ghana. What will be your introductory remarks?
Yeah, hello, Eben.
Hello, Makian.
Okay. Yeah, you said something, I did okay, you know. I didn't hear what you said.
Me pacho, the enemy can say, Francis and Diana have just given their introductory remarks on our topic, lessons learned from COVID-19 as a country, Ghana. And also our introductory remarks are Obama. You are welcome.
Okay, me unfortunately, sorry, sir, me joining late. Now, kakra me can say, COVID-19, no, ubika yariboni aba. Nenso so no, we can say it's a blessing in disguise. Kwambi no, amanipa eswenyansa, ama government institutions and international organizations nina esua sebe nyansa anase nimdie bi every COVID-19 mu yefa education sector the member be honomo a changes be honomo a countries be adopted because of COVID-19 by economy by public service delivery by even our humanitarian spirit near the no as a country no there is a renewed sense of urgency. Even your entire health infrastructure, the health system. Ninginano yahu se COVID ba no. Such a baby ni yahu. Maybe baby ni esuya. Enti COVID ni die. Abe hardwin, but edition baby suna ena aba. Kakra medical ka as initial comment no.
Okay. Yeah, that was it. COVID abe hardwin. Now so at the addition baby ena aba. So say yes, hey, we are concerned about the public health in Ghana. Into dia ede abana. That is what we're going to discuss. Yes, we're going to go deep into health, but let's look at Niema Ekakrebi post-COVID economy. We're just going to look at it, just a brief, be a 1 minute, a 2 minutes, be. Then we go deep into health. What would you say about buy made in Ghana to build the economy, spend in Ghana, things like economy no. What would you say about it? Yeah, we are not economics, but COVID-19 buy, yeah, who say we try to be innovative and we are using made in Ghana goods. People are spending in Ghana because they can no longer go to Dubai. They can no longer go abroad. What would you say, very briefly, about it? Emakion,
Okay, me dasi. Senya wokan no. Yenye economist. But sabe, yes, nifeni no. Nifeni oni hwe kura de dokuna eto ahye de oni se aben. Speaking from a common sense point of view, no. Ohwe your mind Ghana mu a. Nipa bebrebe, let's take our banking sector. Nipa until recently, no. Nipa bebrebe almost save musika one pass. Almost save musika wo susu box. Nipa bebrebe didn't have what we call saving culture. But as a country, I think say who say the government has a job to do. Say there should be a sustained and a focused campaign. Say nipa esuya as a country no senior is sika to for that. And now say we don't any savings culture anti COVID ba na de ahokyere isika sema basa to the point they say government has to be feeding people cooked food and uncooked food every day before people can survive. No free home so COVID ba you who say and never be I find the PPEs personal protective equipment no na my guy na ebini ha nkro be atoto ombo desim ahimpo na akọ import ne man free because and man obi anu ha obi a akọ import obi no or the gu ho e da hwe ne mayama anu ntino ye hu say immediately we saw say this COVID-19 no I rekindled the innovative spirit of Ghanaians. You say government was encouraging people to go into production, local production for local consumption. And because of that, initially, we were not importing these PPEs from outside the country. But until COVID, whoever thought to say Ghana with my face mask? Whoever thought to say Ghana for be local made, Ghana made hand sanitizer? We never thought about these things. We were spending billions of Ghana cedis importing hand sanitizers, importing surgical masks, importing surgical gowns for our health institutions. Every year, if you look at the amount of money government was spending in importing these things into the country.
I mean, Kawano. Now, Ufi say, enka the local industry now say the companies produce these things locally. Enka institutions are they going to buy from Ghanaians as compared to Niama import from abroad nana? Because COVID-19 Ghanaians will produce and the others outside Ghana will also produce and the people will import them in. But we will not buy made in Ghana, but Owusu Ghanaian hand sanitizers all this time it has protected us. Are working very well.
The mechanic say COVID-19 by I mean was a first na that Ghanaian mentality say adia efre bruchire na ye papa de ye kromu de enye to bi be ye mpaboa e wo Ghana na wakope made in Italy sticker e de abo ho mpaboa na e made in Ghana because yatwe Italy agu ho nti obeto because he say efre bruchire otoso mpaboa na or sha or this sense of pride na ni age office yeah wato ade a value me wade na office value no e krom Ghana higher na yeah no enti no me visa COVID-19 ame hu say Ghanaians can also produce something good, and that is about time we began using things that are produced in our country. My mom say oba yekrum ha feel na say ya say finish ni oko shop na wo say ye ton be tomatoes way every Spain, tomatoes way every Italy, tomatoes way every Finland. Most of the case no bo say na tomatoes every Finland no ni boarding tomatoes that are locally produced no ni boarding except tomatoes are every Spain, every Italy and other neighboring European countries about Finland or moton. Now so finish in shop wa obeto Finland dey na ne boarding no adentia onim say so to Finland dey na ne boarding na the Finnish farmers omo be sika atimi expand it. And once you are able to expand your production you are able to reduce the cost in future. So and me feel say COVID no there na me say nka no kre abeboa nka COVID ama bimpa government of Ghana these stimulus packages are or they ma the private entrepreneurs any other thing bimpa sa adwene mpo no bimpa na ka sa adwene mpo nyede emaye. And so COVID-19 by you say we have to give more focus pay more attention to our industrialization agenda no. It shouldn't be just math keke.
Mr. Makio, we will move to Francis. We are going to reserve more energy for Eyenua Bada. Yura Helfer. She will be talking more. So, Francis, what would you say in that?
I mean, Mr. Makio Akasapa. Bibi, all this while, the Makamfa about COVID concerning the situation in Ghana, they said, Aba be expose and I say, Aba be threatening creativity and how innovative Ghanaians are. I think say all this while no, now you were these ideas, but we just needed a push. And sana yetumi ama yɛni ayɛ dɛn ɛde aba yɛn ho so. Mehu videos bi a nkurɔfoɔ atumi ayɛ hand washing devices a ɛho hia sɛ wobɛfa cup anaasɛ wobɛkɔ no akɔkyim tap. Ɛno ara ne sɛ wode wo nan ɛbɛtia biribi so na nsuo no aba. Mehu KNUST graduate bi a otumi ɛyɛ some device bi a wokɔpɛ ɛbɛtumi spray wo whole body na sanitize wo whole body. So any other innovative anaa inventions bi a Ghanafoɔ tumi yɛyɛ. It going forward ne deɛ bi we have to learn the lessons of COVID-19 de ama yɛ. Ne yɛn ankasa yɛgye yɛn ho di sɛ as Ghanaians we can develop at our own pace. We can develop. Do you want to talk?
Yeah, we thank you very much. We will
Okay.
be going into details to talk more with regards to health.
Okay.
Pacho, you have.
Yeah. I think COVID-19 has been an eye-opener for every country. You want me to say US and can we a third world war? They will be boasting of the best nuclear weapons, CIA, FBI, but how Asia could do maybe. I don't know if they are still, but normally at the West, with people dying every day. But we a third world war, see, people were always now you focus na protecting our borders doing this, but we have a eye opener mobile. And with regard to Ghana's innovation, I think the attachment or the sensitivity of the thing is Finland in near or top adhere tomatoes no. Onim say buying obichia tax for home, more money for the tomato farmers. And do maybe some 5 to 10 years now, very much cheaper and people getting much worker. But are we getting the same thing in our home countries? No. And every country by a politician we banning the group they will be coming for whatever they want within 4 years. 1 ton half of company be a the work fast here. Also could be accounts or outside. Offshore accounts, so many. Even most of our ex-presidents were offshore accounting. Countries like Switzerland are up to now, we cannot even get it. All over Africa, their families showing expensive things, their girlfriends are showing expensive things from the taxpayers' money. So that is why we don't attach those things into it. I think the political side is one of the things Anna COVID-19 say nipa dey refi asem. The COVID-19 ends now. It's like any viruses. Measles has come, rabies, everything has come. It's COVID-19 say. But with this innovation, how is it going to continue? It's not only about borders open. China will do their prices again, and the prices they will be beating the market. Say Ghana things, you say, but how?
Okay, me Pacho, let me chip in something here. What can a border my health conversation and beginning from there with a border closure because the first thing and now say now people were calling and say close the border into the way forward then as our mind yes a free border control with respect to disease control and others Diana obet me I continue from there.
Like with regards to any diseases and especially COVID-19, No, it's an infectious disease. And with the border control, no, I don't think any have a whole ATV project from one place to another. And there will be at least 6 people. And I can't say the world has become a global village. Say uto the me say has say, but we are all talking through internet near, you know. And I can meaning say without playing now. Can be last time I checked with Google Map with car. I think about a week or 3 days and something. I would call Africa, but within 13 hours, I can go back to Ghana and come back again. That's less than a day. And see, disease spread, you know, it was very easy with COVID-19. And in any disease, infectious disease, Biano, how you're able to combat it is to how able to control it or combat it. They say you have to control the figure. Say bimbe kahune bimko. Say nebeya say a can say nipa 5 will be a. When say 5 will be a. Now we'll drink how obese there. I saw my area. Then 5, uchana nipa 7, nipa 5 we want on neko. Every disease is like that. How basic and now COVID-19 is very infectious. Ain't it? And on a bar say cells are not even like a mind surfing and the women. Obia closing but even though they were boasting of European Union, European being one state, what a dream maybe, you know, imagine say country which is Sweden, Estonia, near Koba down, even they closed it.
It's still closed though. Yeah, well,
it's still closed, yeah.
Yeah, well, a country you can fly to and from Finland safely. But there are countries like your neighbor to say Sweden. Now, you need 14-day quarantine.
Yeah.
Some borders are still closed.
Still closed.
The Nordic region, most countries are not welcoming Sweden, travelers from Sweden. Even in Norway now, when you walk, share land, buses crossing, it is not done there. So it is
even there's a question mark with Estonia right now.
Yeah. And
almost say if we continue, but maybe by September or ending of September, they will even close it like that. First, although most of their labor, like their workers also come from there, but it's still because once any health your own crown. Still there is a problem. And with this disease, say nipa baakuti ni nipa apema. Enuntina also be a shaman. Now we don't have European Union as it is again, because neighboring country like Sweden, you're closing because way of maintaining things and yet the same thing.
Which means Sagana for be or border crown as a ukuta Schengen visa. Now you know you are not able to move around easily with your Schengen visa.
It's close. France president even mentioned it, like someone here, this will be the collapse of the European Union. Although it won't be, but this is a lesson to everyone. Be a Shanidi at this time.
Okay. Yeah, that was a Francis. As Francis Mepacho Oho. Hello, Francis. All right. Okay, Ewaba. As a public health person, there are border control. Ne fapempano ejina public health for researcher omoye. And a policies, recommendation on the various government and no kahon and omoye immigration laws and border control. So lessons from COVID-19. Adi asam na abakatre Ghana and Ghana. Then there was a year a free more. How are you border control?
Yeah. All right. The mechanism, unlike other countries, no more body are in charge of public health. You know, Ghana, the UBSA because it is under Ministry of Health, but only meaning area where say it be active now, it be taking over in COVID-19 no. Anyhow, for your with regards to COVID-19 no. Even though say ministry number on home day pa, but since nya body be a to me a distinguish say this is a public health body. I'm share public health so and get very good. Because aside COVID-19, no, there are so many issues that we have to tackle as a Ghanaian, as a country, from the public health perspective. I was here in Kenya, body visa, it's all good, fine. So Ghana, your body, sir. I think say you bet to me with air no, only a more fat air no, air the Kenya problem. And me read say almost actually about 11 Nigerians. Almost about say 11, say 10 Nigerians and then one other Ibia, almost air Ghana. So and then this illegal travels by land, almost a share borders so a whole problem no. Okay, by air and a lot of the public health measures no. To me but with land now, that is where our problem is. That is why our problem is. Is it that say be that unapproved route no Mrs. Limina, not restrictions and go for a at the airport and give it to me anything maybe at our various borders now and a very good. May call the various borders of Ghana there, but meaning say we grow to make us Okoto Gara Ivory Coast. Borders no. So
this means our borders are quite porous.
Very, very porous.
We are not an island. I think there are a security aspect of it, but talking about health, no, yeah, Adia, we have to look at it very well. When Ebola came, it was moving from one West African country to the other. Say a control, no, a Ghana, we were lucky. And let me go to Makion. Say with our border a control, no, thinking about how do we make sure say disease be a baby adachino Ghana so easily, sir, with your non-health perspective, no, as a Ghanaian, what would you say?
So, Abraham, I don't know. But because what you mean? Okay. Me driving Tiana, say, Muntimika Yanamamba. I think that one thing I will say, Shannon, so, and it's you come Ghana, no, we joke with a lot of things. We, the partisanship, the excessive politicization of very, very important, sensitive issues, you know. Idea ha or man papa. Share COVID by say a buy way our also MPP are buying also Nana Kufuado. Say or my coin and my politics influence on the decisions about our borders. Ghana, sound media by June when the Nanka be a crumble our Ghana. Because because yare by obeti no bi me so Akufo-Addo on kofa Ghana fo a e wa manone Akufo mu nyina mra Ghana. At that time no, we didn't even have the means of testing to
Yalusuno Akakra and Makion. Hello, Makion.
What I think say on meeting. Yeah.
Okay. Let me do that for him. Hello, Makion. So Otemeka, you've been asked to unmute. So Abia will but waiting for a Makion. I was listening to John Hopkins public health Expect.
I'm on BBA.
All right.
And Podru ono. She challenges are on mine ecomu. It be right now when I heard they say by September, it is by September 1st.
Hello, Makion, me pachosa utie mi a em say wonsa ek kan o mic, you know, you've been asked again to unmute. It's a say or mute. So, what I was talking about, no, what countries like America and Germany and others are learning say it is a high time not allowing ourselves to be so stricken by another country's outbreak. So, what we are seeing now has happened 100 years ago.
Do we have enough hotels to even quarantine these people? If you don't have enough hotels to quarantine all the people who are traveling to the country for the 14 days, and Sana tested, not only be a Jama Kofia. If you don't have the facility, the hotel facility to quarantine these people, if you don't have the other facilities, any hotels, but a place where the quarantine will be. If you don't have enough of these things, what do you have to do? Because a Kofia no quarantine. How many people will really quarantine themselves at home? You know, and you know, yes.
Okay. The point you are raising is how many people quarantine, but there are people in the country, or man admit when they had it, they asked them to isolate themselves. They did it in the country. And also, so me person you be change it, you be divert it from the protocols now inside or from the border control. But can you comment on that quickly?
Baby. Me gidi say sebe Ghana for ebi nipa rebi enkwa ho hia omo. Omo busia for ho nkwa hia omo. There are some people who will genuinely isolate and do the right thing. But we shouldn't forget to say we have had experiences, we have had reports of even politicians who are supposed to know better. I see isolate you home. For whatever reason, they go out. So if those who are supposed to know better are not even following the internal COVID-19 protocols now, how much ordinary Ghanaians are office burger of Rebuchaba or town no be on say burger walande. What I say? Now there's uncle quarantine or self-quarantine. It's not going to work. Let's look at even Philan has said. You want proper data. We can able to track people by their addresses and everything. The report available just say nipa bebrebe amutu kwai by some almost self quarantine. They don't do it. They don't do it, and it is very difficult to monitor and to control each and every individual. When the fear say or any fear no or shop so and that's what we say. It is very difficult.
And
media from a personal it may not be based on scientific research.
Okay.
I'm speaking from a common sense point of view. Say, I do not think at the moment. Say maybe what that to me say Obia Amra now quarantine it will not work. And if we say government is going to quarantine you, and Obia Amra, do you have the facility to quarantine everybody for the 14 days, considering the traffic at Ibenya? And that's my problem.
In a country where people working in the health institutions are able to sell PPEs during this pandemic, I think, say, when you open it like that, even the immigration officers, the custom officers will take money from people and let them go.
I tell you.
Yes. So our borders, I was talking about not allowing ourselves to be so stricken by another country's outbreak. This is what every country is discussing, so that if there is something happening in West Africa, look at how this Ebola happened. When Ebola happened, no, I say you are traveling from anywhere, we are African now over Europe, because their borders are so strict. Say it is a public health issue, because thinking I said, Nipa ba kope jao now the Ebola be Finland hard. They are thinking about their 6 million population. Yes. And no na obi free via a Ghana now or the KLM via we drew Amsterdam near Jenep the board DNA ne koto ne the kahuna na yaji the good ball a ballem na yebuafu, because they look at the time now wo banner any the amount bi oha or the adwene ni bebre na omaje dodo na gumna bia omama e kakra bi say e fako bi okra they pick you at a random nom dia kofa video ma was bi adwene kra mpo no bia ayese essay emwa wo. They are thinking about the population, but Ghana no, I think say niema bebre o ha ye jeje mu we have to be quite strict. Say obi nya Ebola from Sierra Leone, Liberia, wherever, or the river. This it happened in China. COVID happened in China. But the whole world, we were playing. I think that time we were playing. They were doing a lot of propaganda, laughing at a Chinese now, or more or maybe there were a lot of videos instead of people to be checking their borders. There was during that time I was traveling now, midru Stockholm. Now they checked me so much on explosives. So many times. So I had to question them jokingly, say, are you testing for COVID-19? And they told me that we are checking for explosives. We are so afraid of those things than our diseases. And this is what Bill Gates have been campaigning against. Now, Ghana, no, we are not in an island. We have our customs at the port and must be stricter. We make sure, say, maybe another thing. Countries are discussing, they say, in future, they will have a health screening at the ports. Say, unremu a free, sir. Some countries getting US visa and others, you have to go to do some examination, screening, and the others. But at the port, countries are discussing. Ghana, what are we discussing concerning the port control? Francis, do you have something to say?
Yeah. In an American say a banner, all of that things being equal. Say a person is strict, near a person in Crema home, so my and can cap airports and no harbors in the cap and but to be and your borders with our neighboring countries. That is a problem no a problem no pa so a problem me sure say Finland borders no by land no it is well protected. Unapproved route to be anywhere between their firm, the route is just one. But in a situation the unapproved route to be brave. Fine, if you want to do it, we can do it because unapproved route in Impan Fawa and then people know. And then if they want to discourage that, we can do it. I think that should be the first step. This is seeming in just one common entry. Then I feel every public health measure be there at the airport, at the harbor, or say implement the same thing at the various borders with our neighboring countries. That is my worry about this border thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, border enforcement. No, I was say PJMO ekakra. What would we also say about the big compound houses? That is some aspect of public health. They are saying that we should have a look at our big compound houses. It should be facing out by now, but I don't know. What do you think? Anybody can take it. the big compound house houses, it has some health angle be. Me pacho obi abet me take wow why already.
Yeah, it be a compound houses no. Asemo. Say you can see if you compound house this is in a bonsai. Na bisa ho say nkofo do nkofo do say na betimi si esi abonsai nti eda no osi no ba ko a na wa bosso eno no affordable. Oh, na wasi ni saa na odi ahia. So nti ebe den dey but we have to start. Yeah, we can say planners are almost planning your cities. And so as the Egyptian and Egyptian kwa. Because yes, baby be an demarcate. Yes, if all planners will be to me there, no so I can na ya the kind of building able to me see and then the structure able to me see now accommodate all these things. So sisi yɛ no COVID-19 abɛbie yɛni sɛnea yɛka no nti aduane a yɛdi sɛnea yɛ import yɛ nneɛma sɛnea yɛte ɔman no mu yɛ drive yɛ cars even trɔtrɔ koraa transport system we have to look at it very well nti sisi yɛ deɛ yɛ plan nneɛma a ɔsɛ yɛde pandemic ka ho yɛde ka yɛ adi bi a yɛ plan as a country sɛ bi a yɛ see hospitals a we should have in mind pandemics. You see homes, we should have in mind pandemics. Now, obi to compound house, if you know, papa ne mame, nkwada ka ho, na also isolating nipa na isolating the same. So,
a big question. Another question.
Yes.
The person wants to protect the family, but all they have is one room. You wanted to say something.
Yeah, I think say is when a white person is speaking or someone in the developed countries, no, kasa or from the perspective, because like country like Finland, it is social distance, so this is nothing new to us. What's not bad, obi for space that cross big parking space. Maybe a fabasi. City the home. People are occupying it now, so 3 people can occupy it. But one person is there, another person is in Ouagadougou, another person is in Côte d'Ivoire. Like the Ain't it how we live, it seems weird to them. And we also have cultural shock. So Obahan say. And I may see a doom Ashtown. Maybe I'm me fee Ashanti region, so I'm talking about what I have seen or what I've known. Uko dining say no why different one and now. But mother yes, since first no you see that papa na year no edosum to see we sit esia. A dining fifini wo fufu bibia e na akọ butu them. This is something that is in our culture. So it will be very difficult telling people, say, about this social distancing. It will take some time. That is one thing because, say, if you are going to talk to someone now, you are just telling them, do this. It can't only be one person in a new, enter for one single room. Telling that person about social distancing is very weird and difficult. So it is quite difficult to pass and you may get into that one. And with all this, maybe we will start with birth control. Send a can cry me when I crack a wasn't saying do no me nanny parent single room. And we have to, and also with tradition, even birth control now, it goes against its religion. It goes against the tradition. And you also almost and maybe we require or question and you couldn't more. I was here, your shaman Emma like a true notes your money pseudonym. I will be in one son or anything. But she because you could who so question you way they preventive pregnancy. As some and a half of 4 bath of 40. We have a long way to go. it is the important thing, say social distancing and with quarantine, but how are we going to do it? In a social, economic, any your religion and our tradition and all these things that come together.
Our social construction is naturally giving us difficulties during outbreaks and pandemics. That Adana yesisiye dadano. Some of them are even nicer or stronger than the yesisino neno. They are compound houses. And no, okay. Na titifono. They were paying attention to a lot of things when they were building. In suo, kwanya omofaso edi omohuni. The way I maintain mono, omaya gata in sua etne efri edware eba. But these days, the most of our cities, se ukodrun kraya, I went to my friend's place, Ewa Accra. A few of one abubu toilet na adjoining rooms to be their ama ahai. They are only interested in getting money. So usore ahomachia na wadware wo wall nechi because oma converted bathroom near the and people who plan our country, baby our building permit, they are also part of it. I was doing a study comparing Sweden housing industry and then building permit processes and then Ghana. I was comparing them. Now, I was like, Ghana, no, we are playing and we don't take things as serious. And then we don't have authority. Emejai Makion to talk about it. What do you think the country and planning for? They can help us to prepare well in case of a future pandemic, and also in a way of preventing diseases.
Me feel say one issue disease is COVID-19 and I see area etimi science and no no sign fast overcrowding. Most of our communities, especially urban communities now, most of the places are overcrowded. So much so that sometimes there are some places especially in Accra, on street Musa should be bedroom. Because of how you are planning buildings, any money in a hardware. We live in a country. Obia Timisori Osika Utimoto Wasase. You can put up any sort of building, you just put up a building. Send your penny bia. So I think that as we said earlier, and these are some of the things I was say check it. I was say your land tenure system. You have to look at it. Fine. Always come to us. You must put this sort of building. There should be certain specification. What should go into it? I think that in Ghana we have such laws. I have no doubt because Ghana, one country, we have all the nice laws, all the brilliant laws. But the point in say yemfa emra enye juma. So as you said earlier, we have to look at how I see dying and all that. And Dana said something that is very critical. Say we shouldn't import wholesale. And Europe and elsewhere. This is how it is done in Europe, and therefore we just import the whole thing and attempt to replicate in Ghana. Sometimes it may not work. Let's fashion, a system, a structure. If we say it can work for us, considering our social network, because the family network, the social network, it is different from your Krum Ghana. So, Obi Okra Sabi on Beson and Mamma Crabet Nafibako. By Yoko Fia, they are all living together. So, we cannot import wholesale what is being done, how the building system is, how the structure is. But I think there's something we can do. We can localize the issue and say, okay, this is our country, this is how our system is. How do we design something that fits our purpose? And yes, one thing, I was reading this one WHO paper a few weeks ago. And like I said, this is the time where every country should be looking forward. Say, there could be another pandemic, a bit more serious than COVID-19.
Sure.
So everybody should be, this COVID-19 is just a dress rehearsal to all of us. In the modern world, it's a dress rehearsal. Every country must take opportunity to redesign their system, redesign their health infrastructure, redesign the economy, redesign the whole country in such a way, say, we are able to develop strong resistance, to any shock in terms of such pandemic like COVID-19. Na yantimi anya sa na etnet na ho na yaka say COVID-19 ba we were able to so far na yet no dey kakra, so we are fine. Ya nhwe ya that no dey be see no it dey be see.
From this angle, no, Amakion Yadawa say, from this angle, no, we're going to enter, say, as a nation, what we have done so far, no, yet aim at preventive measures, as we discussed last week. Because, say, if we are waiting, say, we would deal with the disease at the hospitals level, we don't have the facilities. We don't have the personnel. We don't have nurses, and we don't have doctors. So all that we have done is preventive measures. And a idea kasia was a omaino yesua pa. So a few years came. Many years ago, Europe was at this level. And what happened is nenipan yare yare. And one of the prevailing diseases, respiratory diseases. Any ventilation near there. So the whole Europe decided, they made a law, and individual states bought into that law to restructure their housing system. That is why they are having what they have. The story is quite interesting if you want to read into it. And maybe by a UK, a Corolla, many years ago, not UK, that level. Nipano ewu ya ena a doctor because in sui to say Ghana borehole ya yina yakosumono. No say yeah, the epidemiology study ekakrana who say the spread of the disease is from this spot. Enti obi aba bebunsuo na ediensa keka ye wo baby bebrea instead say ye boreholes near the mechanized one, people are still pumping it. So ensuo na a determinant of health aye here edia enya nkwa no ensuo na san a source of disease emaye obi. Another one say Ghana okasa wo kwaje building permit. As I speak now, a building permit I am applying, a due 1 year is still there. So if we submit to Ghana and a menya land kitu ebi na mepe se misi a dan was wa. Enka minsi mi akotnemu. So nipa na ye training wo man mu I also wo say this and that and so facilities has to be in that house, no? Nobody ever stepped there. So yeah, community obi ensuo a efi na dware ekofa obi kitchen enim, breeding mosquitoes onto us. What are we preventing?
We are even still fighting open defecation. If you be broha yesia, if you be broha yesia, a unicorn this toilet near in him. What I say? In fact, asemo
We have a long way to go. We
Yeah,
have
yeah,
a long way to go. And
ve-
it's not only the government. You bet Kasa no part of women.
yeah.
It is us and the government. We have to push it and we have to do it ourselves.
Yeah,
To say
and
what
then
Timothy dying, that's something relevant as so baby as be a giant nine. You forgo it. Now we have a cholera banner, COVID-19 banner who bought a ban so boa. Aban beko aban be president, me baba be president, nana be president, nana because 1,000 years later, you'll be having this discussion. Meaning so be at a discussion maybe, but say that's so
yeah, we are doing it. Very sad. And then you about 70%, more than 70% of Ghanaians are poor. Are poor. So
Apo ya a year came. Government upon government are building affordable houses. We want to reduce these housing problems near the end. But how is the affordable? I have seen Akoya Obo a box and three Philippines. What is his name? He has built these affordable houses for the rural folk. Yeah. Who houses are what building in those units now? Like people can buy it easily, but our affordable housing is just being built for people who are quite well-to-do. Now, and no create, strengthened these institutions now, a friend of country and town planning, because obi kojene permitter, I was ono ne chata a taxi na wakwa kofa officer na mo wako survey a land, because those units, they don't even have cars to go and check your land. Now, why the also so eco-dra? Because when I was studying the Swedish one, what they do is they give you the permit, they grant it, and who submit it online and check. Who sit down and do level B, they come and check whether those facilities are now say you have built it according to plan. Well, and where so area akase no, they have to declare it habitable for human being and sana wakwa. Because looking at nipa dodo no sadi esi wo Ghana no bebre ehia yen ena ohia so timima nipa eye niema pi enti so ohia no ba na wamfa mra na nto kwan mu a because of me here enti me pe baby na de miti ato ekeke baby a meja me nine de eno ye secondary matter. Yes.
Yeah, ebi mame can same way. Say affordable houses na abaye sino. Meaning how are they selling the rooms outrightly to people and I say be on a rental basis?
What I've seen is that it's on sale. They do a renter. They are selling it. They were a commerce there. Eco for sure say one completing and say they are selling it. A lot of them. They are.
Media car selling quite a kemwaye. On a rental basis. Send elsewhere no no busumi so na you pay ahead. Say
I think it's not in cash. I think ultimately agreement then you be paying installment like you pay it in installments with amount.
Na baba ye wodia. Na the thing American say you can say this payment system here at the end of the day not those well-to-do people in society. Oma na sakoto to sa dan in as the high for liter. You see, in the end, a national body be or in charge of data.
We have a is it state housing corporation?
Hey,
They are building some. As I say, selling. Tianfan say most countries, we have what we call council houses. Yeah, the bois or more or more ain't me high Diane boy day pa. So study we see can as a nation, we can also look at there instead of targeting only selling. So they can sell some of them and also use some of them as state housing. We don't know the entire buying area because say after a champon time or something, they were building some houses they call low cost. A buying workers na kotenem, but obi tenemu a own to no na fie no why no pasa. Yeah, so maybe that is why a buying super say automa individuals, not individuals mom at the Emma high.
And one thing is our behavior, how we treat government properties,
Yes.
and how we treat our own property. But let's understand this and say, I think Ghana, one problem is our low education, like that part is a big factor. And our idea about certain things. Obiton ebia ade ojom. Ube checking for so in a month. Now times in by 30 days now. Ube no be now just but because white collar job, our whole perspective, you are supposed to be the breadwinner just because you went to school. And last time with COVID-19 he has opened our eyes about saving, because our idea about saving, 50 Ghana cedis spend in a day, 50 Ghana cedis no offer being to row. Obedient that day, no, because it's just 50 Ghana cedis. Time that 50 Ghana cedis even by a week, that time by a month. That will be your national service. Oh, people are getting the money, but our idea until outside Ghana, no, yeah, here the poor will always become poor, and the rich are becoming richer. Why? Because this is the idea. Masha Akwana Manako school. Ain't also so my home will see if you think you some mom to do. Ain't any papa kuna didn't go school, or her man can saba, or her mom any papa, or self could rub with she cried and I can say adding, or have na because to the so even that person's idea, I secure when you was also the train a family to put some into savings, no, not or also the hair busia. Then the panel will get to that age, I want to mean boy be man. Then it's left with the family, or also some not, runabout. And the rich people who also are very poor, who had their spying papa, we know almost stories, and they've been very, very poor. But why do some people are breaking out of the system? It's because of the idea. First of all, despite yes, what you are KJT, angel papa so in Konya, they be I mean and kind of so han Konya big, I've forgotten the name, very big fence animal owner services. Oh, how me in our story why? Because the act of savings or started, there's some few people that almost started about going. Hey, imagine Bill Gates. He started at the garage. So I think we are very far from, because the idea and that intellectual idea and say manko school. You must say na me who be oton to tota what to kokwa or day. What him yes sit down here and so be a white collar job won't be funny. Why? Because of the idea and the perseverance. And see, if we get that idea true now, we wouldn't be all dependent on the government, and we break that cycle. Because I say friends says or through small they be trying to then the family, what's the family do I so and make back to the superstition. You fear the essay. Remember who no hear now so.
Okay. Yeah, more Facebook Live omo hwe ebi ama comments ekakra. Ebenezer Kwachi Bentum, or say the whole COVID management has been over politicized. Okay, the total death since pandemic in Ghana is less than 300. I think the government has done incredibly well. In most European countries, in most countries in Europe, we were registering nearly 1,000 deaths in a day. Kwachi Bentum, no. Was saying at the account, I think the borders should still be closed. Or not so any dia or the account one say it should be closed still. Ekwachi Ebenezer Kwachi Bentum yada was say Boahen Kwame so or see mobia good evening. Aha. Oh, Yenuya Ebenezer Kwachi Bentum, we are sorry for ignoring you for a while. Or say nothing can be done about the populated compound houses at the moment. It's we na expect to be recommending it at the moment you fanto a be adachi. And I'll say or say I love that suggestion, birth a control, and he's laughing into you have bad dying and no as a birth control so no so ekakra. And Ebenezer Kwachi Bentum. Oh, we participated. See, these days we were just greedy. As at the intra or cancer, and I think so maybe we'll be making a comment be now or can edit to us. And or science say the laws are there, but they are not enforced simply because of negligence of duty, corruption, and greediness. Yada Ekwachi yada na say yawo link no so a Facebook. So if you want us to hear your voice, you can join on online no Yenuya Boahen Kwame Samuel Boahen so join here. Oh yeah, VRA. Hello me pacho ho. Oh, na ono so see a VRA nanka yene no be din komo ekakra bi about that benefit free electricity a government diama a Ghanaians no. What are the challenges? Adenti a Ghana for bi mo kra beka say we don't feel it. E bi mo so beka say you feel it. Aye a debate and also cry say e bi a politics bi abemu ekakra. E wo ho tika VRA or joining. Sometimes when people are joining from Ghana, they have little challenges. Hope he comes back. He will explain a lot of things to us. Now, let's look at education and health. And I say, I think 2 days ago, Minister of Health, I inaugurated a committee to look at school reopening. But I was a bit disappointed not to see a public health personnel on that, on that committee. What is your opinion? School what are things in health perspective? Abra, COVID-19 is still hanging there, and now say to face the future. Galaxy A70, me pacho oho. Okay. Yenuya Boahen. I join in. Me pacho otienka. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Boahen, I join in. A VRA. Ashasi anan ye kasan yakase. COVID-19 naturally and say welfare ho ehia Europe ha we have welfare institutions say obi ekwa ahunye hia mo a the state na wop institution eboa but Ghana ye ni bi but aban no say free electricity me pacho serving Ghanaians with this free electricity, what are the challenges?
Yeah. Good evening to all our listeners. I think serving Ghanaians with free electricity, the initial challenge was that, it was not part of our normal activity. So if that one is coming in, then that means our IT system, our IT people have to work on it so that they can bring those things on board. And in looking at it, the initial challenge was that those who came in to buy power, the first 2-3 hours, some people didn't get, some got. That one also gave the IT people the way forward to face the challenge, and they solved it right away from there. And since then, everybody got the power as expected.
Oh, okay. Into as a CAD with VRA aside, there is no problem with that.
Yeah.
Now, more several free way. What is the difference between prepaid and a postpaid for no?
Also, prepaid phone there is something prepaid. You can feel it just instant. It's the real time. What about postpaid? Like as I'm talking to you now, our bills that are out are June bills. So even if the president says that we should give you something today, because it's postpaid, you see that you're about 2 months late, or you are 2 months ahead of us. Because you have to consume, and we have to come and read before we can give you a bill. So there will be some time lag between the postpaid and the prepaid. The prepaid will see it instant, but the postpaid, it will take about a month or two before you will get a bill that you see that actually you are enjoying that.
Okay, intimate was here. Emra free way na say electricity home allowance kakra eba no. More postpaid, more shall see in April also and May. So
May.
Okay, so May more shall see no. Maybe by June they were still getting bill. Meanwhile, Sanana Bias our bill no yet the Oma consume dada somewhere in February. And that is why they were complaining, say president say what they are paying. So no, we are still paying. Now, idea way so no. The main aim, they say, nipa akwa ahoyehia because of a COVID into the relieve omo. Na omo say omo ye lifeline for no. Omo na omo ho akire omo kese ba ye hwe ye compound house system na. Efie ba ko nipa bebre wo mo bi de wo consume ane ayi kitikiti bi. So omo ina ka bom so a omo bill no ye extra 50 units, So how do those people benefit?
I think, sir, the president made us clear, say, March was the benchmark. And March, let's assume that March you consume 200 Ghana cedis. Your unit that you consume, when we quantify it in money terms, is 200 Ghana cedis. Government says that he's taking 100 Ghana cedis, used to take 100 Ghana cedis. So everybody benefited from that. I know some companies that benefited over billions of cedis because March their consumption was about 3.5 billion. So half of it, government is taking it. So if a household, you are about 5 or 10 people in a house and your consumption is 500 Ghana cedis, government is taking 250 and you pay 250. So that is how it is. So everybody benefited. It's just that for the second part of it, that's where we say that maybe it will not favor most people who are in a compound house, because that one, now the government is saying only lifeline customers, those who consume between 1 and 50 units, they are the people that he's paying for. Aside that, the rest of us, we should carry our burden.
Is it carrying your burden? Government is taking 50%, or now carrying your burden?
The 50% was the first 3 months. That is, you know, what he announced it in April.
Okay.
So this thing, we're able to work on it, and it started payment on May, June, July. So it ended in July.
Oh, okay.
And now from August going, the government is saying that lifeline customers, those who consume between 0 to 50 units, for them is free till the end of the year.
But say, who consuming 51 units or more, the overture full cost.
You pay for yourself.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And even with that, still there's some subsidy that we enjoy. Without before government came in to lessen our burdens, there's some subsidies we still enjoy.
Those subsidies now, is it because of COVID? COVID, it was there already.
It was there already.
Oh, okay. And I will say, the other panelists now, I don't know if you have any question for our VRA officer.
My question is, have you noticed there's any differences within the consumption? Because I remember when the government announced that there will be water, like free water, I saw some people like pouring water away. I was wondering if this happened in the same way, say the consumption went a little high. Maybe someone else said, oh, the government is giving us maybe 50% or giving us free service. Then they'll put on TV, gas stove, everything on, and maybe sleep because government is paying. Did you have any changes as in the same as the water? People were consuming much higher what?
Yeah, whether you see, because it's if it's prepaid, you are paying part and government is paying part. If you overuse it and it gets finished, you will come back to buy. And at that time, government is not paying part for you again, because what government will pay for you, the first time you are coming to buy, we give it to you. Let's assume that at first you are buying 200 Ghana cedis. So government is saying that it's giving you 100 cedis so that you add 100 cedis. So if you overuse it or you spend it roughly, definitely at the end of the day, you have to come back to buy and top up. But I saw that, people used to come and queue, especially the first month that when government, the announcement was made. People came to our offices to have a long queue. But the following month, because people thought it was not going to be so, assuming he was buying 100 cedis, he was buying 200. He comes in with his 200 to buy. Then government have already given him 100. So when you add it, now it's 300. So when he buys and gets that one in addition, you see that the month ends and still he's having more power to you, more credit on his premium. Nti time na nka so ba beto power no e pa ho ansa no nka initial stage no bon say first week of the month people queuing, but with this one we see that the queue just reduced drastically, because it tells us that people didn't overuse their credit. They use it like the way they were using it.
And please, one question. With the queuing, was there any social distance or were they asked to use masks with regard to COVID-19?
the social distancing was there, because if you don't, our security men will sack you, and everybody was aware. You know, as at that time, the protocols and all those measures were announced. So institutions like VRA, NETCO, we have to follow it. No masks, no entry. You have to wash your hands. You have to sanitize your hands before you can buy power, and you have to keep the distance too.
Okay. Yeah, that was.
Amen. I don't know if I can ask something.
All right.
Yeah. You know, we heard about this story. You know, people who were going to buy prepaid power or ECG offices, you know. We heard some funny stories. A bit to say, you said there was one officer. When the people went there and they were told to say no mask, no entry, no. It had a lot of people like packed outside the office. So what they did was that, okay, obi remua na OPR. So about the farmers man some from remu be. Now on why mask no. Na or the room. Now on so about power no. OPR, you know, to them, you know, they were being smart, but then they almost check. Yeah, you know, if people had that, they were just spreading it. I don't know. How true was this? And did you have any personal experience to share?
Where I am, I'm in Techima, and Techiman, we didn't experience that kind of behavior. And some people were selling some outside there. So people normally, and 2 CDs, 3 CDs, people were ready to buy so that they can come in to buy their power.
But did you hear about such stories like we heard here? Did you also hear about that?
No,
that people were...
no,
okay.
no. It's today that you are even mentioning for me to hear something like that. It's just that initially.
Where did you hear the story?
Oh, it was all over the place though. Is that the time people go and say, okay, Unia, about the farmer missing from Kojipism go to be because we mask maybe. Now what you be not you know about or the amount. I think this was
we are, as we are discussing overcrowding, and also crowding at one place, and they say, yeah, who say, I idea be a was a jai because ye nim time be a idea be PO baby. This app, yeah, yet me talk electricity from our phone, and I say, yeah, how is it working? Also, idea be a musha see there are challenges near there. How is it helping?
You know, let me state this. We have in Ghana, we have 2 companies who are doing distribution.
Okay.
ECG and then NETCO. I'm at the NETCO side, VRA NETCO side. So some of the things ECG is doing might be a little bit slightly different from what we are doing. Like the way we serve our customers, the way we do our operations, because each company have its chief executive and those. So for us, things are moving on well. Some of the challenges, you know, for the Brunhafo and now is it 5 northern regions or 6 northern regions? Things are a little bit easy. The terrain and the number of people that even in a particular area is quite different from like Accra. You know, it's a dense populated area, and some of the challenges, crowding and other things will be less.
Momo side the northern belt, the southern, but the app, no, your side, you are not using it yet. And yes, sir.
Yeah, you can use we are on implementation stages, and we are concentrating on, I think, one of our areas, we call them areas like Tichiman. We have some areas, we have Tichima area, Sunya area, Upper West area, and the rest. So they are trying it at the Upper West area, so that if everything goes on well, then they will push it to all the other areas.
Okay. Into say that thing, you are piloting it, and I think say, if such services bar, last week we were talking about say, you bet me. I Ghana system in such a way say abribia and nipa enkofum so ewo office be because say yawo Ghana that no kra no outbreak bebre timi beba ebi ne cholera into those things na so ECG offices so the best remo say mu sisi mu offices na ya momfa washroom and shishemu emayen because enye COVID in kwana ye inte a country with CEO. Okay, so yemreno aye bit, but you better go quickly to schools now. A more baby I think say ebia the a VRA needs also VRA officers so a bit me I can be he's here. School baby COVID-19 and a lot of measures are put in place. School a committee is now inaugurated to look into it and make a proposal to Ministry of Health. Now me can say I am quite disappointed. Say Ghana Medical Association omuni rep was our board and so I may be wrong, but my whole public health expert to be also a board and so. By the way, what do you think about school reopening in Niamey? I was say yeah the two akwemo. I shall hear from Francis.
Yeah, with the committee in the make sure say they will have some health personalities do also. Yeah, I'm very sure because our leaders know better. Maybe my name say be more publisher and more publisher be in the portfolio next specialty our day back committee so they are but time believing say the Akufo-Addo government. Yeah, so I don't know LUD or more. The AB they may say inquiry. Not me dream say school no keep it to me in batches. Say be and keep call and opa. Maybe and cabo 11:30 and no pon.
Double
Aha, but we understand so teachers and so because okay, see everyone say 2 o'clock and I'm going to and then any year extending by 1 hour, then call 3 o'clock. If you put 2:30, then call 3 o'clock. Then can cheap, then can quarani biaba because in quarano classroom one class na ideally be house then taking call for baby 25. But in public schools, me assure some quarani be crab 25, maximum 30 or more. Ibipo. It in campaign for bit me a no sa aspect no nanka 3 o'clock na kankwara be pon and at 2:30 no come extend ko 3 o'clock nanka yen hwese bit me a check time ni mu nanka social distance no etumi aye adwuma e wo class a
okay.
Omo class bit me control mo but omo ba bonten a nkwara mo be di agoro omo ba bonten a nti asen se omo ko school ayesre omo man nkwara omo educate nkwara ni na omo mpe nurse bia pharma school bia almost so bit me aboa me jai eno no dia ma dina ne ada na mo so ahwe
Okay, for sure. I'm saying the government is also ordering and never be home because you have fear and maybe I was say almost sharing crown who say we Ghana na ye kabiem internet problem means in good quality fear. Then come saying a what tablet and a laptop. The can the internet impo. Now this will call cafe is social distance when na him rural areas cafe impo be na wo. Even mouse quiet on fan in Sankakra Usru. When say we are really, really lacking in our educational sector. And I would say there is a possibility. Think our chronic ba nanke checking the temperature and I say we are real and Anna say you been provide this nose mask yes among ubia na spacing about classroom no. And Francis can say be a bit show mu say nipa ne dɔɔso a say Nigeria 4 year almost years and so recently now her spacing na ewu mu is really really good just say ye na nkwa 2 meters ne cry a teach mu ye ana wo face mask wo wanim na wa ba besia de ana nkran keto so say nka ye ma break a obi afa na aduane mba ye nkodi na nkofa aduane bi eba wa uba so a wakɔ show nsa wabonti asala na wadidi but the problem is we are the same thing was here check sansa na oba school dey be our temperature and here very said how obi free baby ba o man my checking temperature you busa so bo ane sama no na agro die ndɛ ka this time na ke ntwa so na ye ma break no mu didi kura na mu didi work classroom hono ma kama o 260 so wa 3 ekuta na odidi you akata so akɔho nsa biem na osa betena ase na ma show face mask sansa na me di agro na di kita ho
I'm pacho na wait adidie no ho asem no some of the places na encroachment breaker beyond most of the basic schools near to wall and far home they will go maybe 100 meters from the school compound or no matter aduane ewo ho and say ebimokra are allowed to bring food to the school compound to sell ne we know aduane ho asema what kind of how do we handle those things?
That was what I was saying. The parents should handle the food before the child comes, and food that can be eaten with a spoon. Senebea on funny means because I cry when in Sakra now. Senebe said, "Be an near we say I not to say or conti or when in Sabia still with a spoon and a forker. Nanko did you honum on funny Sakra means a moon so cry now. More free so ye nebu how di fufu ko di with spoon. And she said, yes, me provided that and send the bear and son anchor home because I'm crabby. Yeah, him say, so you hire space your mono. Because you can see a train out with say COVID-19 now there is a question mark of a second outcome. One half you in them quite school. And they said yeah, safety precaution one I be pray. Na yama awufo na tiase se die nti a ye we na eno na tiase na so mo tiase na mo tiase se ya we ne koso nye se ekofo na se enye mmorofo yare a
obi me pacho obi so atia me na so wa kire ha kakra bi se am say aban provide aduane emma most of the schools.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I say aduane bit mo to say benku mo ne na se fo ne ka omo twentwen so ekakra na take ne the ombi omunsa edie.
Yeah. Don't go bet me a spoon edi. And nonsense anom ko di line so I empre ho e free class JSS 1A. No mako sala with social distance. And I hear say the an ensanja obi nti the same amount you know menya ko bet ma pack egu adiem obi afa na you know abedi because say the safety precaution na ne be bompai.
Okay.
Yeah, even me pese Dina boy enkwara ya nkofo bi a omo be ko school you obi ma me be ma no nose mask clinical one bi obi ma me be de kenti be pam obi de tuma be pam fefefe enkwara be ka so de na afo ma me mmobie obo hu so waje no no so de abo nti madam nurse me pa che ho no obetumi atim kakra ma yɛ na nkwara na tumi abɔ ho ban hɔ. That's it.
We say, then I make her say, ejina parents ne so. So we say, I quite spend some time bi kakra e wo school mu ho. But yeah, I will phone na yɛhɛ nkora so the whole time. And there was some kind of more power and understanding with the case no. And say, oh my parents ne si aseɛ say ni ye no. And kofo obi di tofie ma ne nkɔta freebie. Na uhunu because I had cry say no. Me was 6-year-old girl. O free school by an call shenensa. Only what COVID-19 is, but obo COVID-19. You will answer why also COVID-19. What is COVID-19? But on himself also washing with even 6-year-old no. And just parents and cranny ding a parents so say children learn more of replication than say or repeated than say oh catch no. To so ma no fi dwom ba ko horo nsa ni na no ye kyerɛ nkora no sɛ na ukɔ school na mfansa na aduane mpo di spoon ni di a wa wo ne nsa ɛnyɛ sɛ wobɔ nsa tum so ma na wo so ka kya kwan so ɔmfa ne nsa nti ye ma wofo ne te aseɛ na ɔmo yɛ na teacher fo no ɔmo so ɔmo ne ho ne yɛ na ɔmo pre ho yi na nya santi aseɛ no ɛno bɛma nkora na anya yi na sɛ bia punishment bi. So when you marks the Komobia, what you say slashes via I don't know, say a very poor idea. And I see a no movie visa now. I'm not fan of capital punishment because now me pet a bad crime sister. You know movie visa and I say and then there will be or share marks and I saw you pa I want the toffee park be the class that week now. We really say a bit like about a promoter motivate you on my baby. See nature yeah for parents no and crown any motivation in mom.
Okay, yeah, that was Mr. Boahin, answer about a Makion so no. As a parent or on Ghana as a parent, you are buying baby school or ma ako school. What are you worried about? I'll be say school for no. School paying for or more they better to acquire mama. Hello, Mr. Wahin, what's your maker? Hello? But what's your maker? M say or have a connection problem kakra. Say
I think a question on a networking.
Okay. Let me be say school ebe bia or ma ebe ko school. What is your concern? Our person almost solve them out. Like school paying for what do you expect of them?
Yeah, say nkora no de edin senior na Jack Francis Ekano. Mia ma witness bia even this JHS 3 students omoko school. We be aka so for nose marks. Mama nhwe. No so age no wahye. Nti emofra na afutuo ene ayi na ese ye hye won na ye ka chon se manje obi ade se ni sei se ya ebe store abofra no team se ya sa challenges we no ebe overcome because abofra de no matter what ko hu na downfall ohun na chesa no de definitely you will try to have a touch or something with a friend.
Okay, that was it. So as somebody too was suggesting saying piano, the teacher need be obey class piano. We will use the first 5 minutes to advise Krano. Aboso ba nema ija epaye. So you keep on repeating it. Sa Makion.
Yeah, I think
Well,
Hello.
I think some is about to say we are.
Mr. Wine. If I told ODB Kahon.
Except from even there should be a period, say every minute or every 45 minutes, hand washing time, sanitize your hand time. You make it a little bit fun so that the children will start taking those things up so that it become part and parcel of them from now onwards. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. It's also a very good thing for Mr. McKeon.
Well, even me that say, kakra me can say, I think that a year or more BEC, you know, any SSC for na by Momoko school, no. There's a lot of buying free the seeing in our home. This is not to say abandoning man chronicle school at the experiment so that we how or be deal with these things in future. But I think that whilst they were there, I'm sure say COVID-19 protocols no. There's a lot of and if they said they are going to apply these things, they're going to ensure say whatever lesson, whatever challenges some face, you know, they will see how they are going to deal with it if school reopens fully. I have confidence in our health professionals. I think that so far, from what we have seen, it means our health professionals are on top of the issue. It has been good so far. And so I want to still have that confidence. Say, they will put the right measures in place. Senebeya and Chronicle School among fire and Kosansa. But then, issue issue no, and one side inquiry. It's not only government side, the parents side and so is very, very critical. Yes, say charity begins at home. Our crown fear no, my men no own nose mask no, on who but then we expect to say our Chronicle School suddenly was our crown. We expect our crown could do school in school no has a magic wand. Via suddenly our crown should be able to be wearing these things and be following the protocols. I think as parents and as a society, you have a role to play. Children copy what they see, and I think somebody made that point earlier. And until say Yamanoko school, no more follow the COVID protocols now. We should be examples to our children. So, the first thing I need to do is to enter the washroom to wash my hands. Once I forget to do that, say, Daddy, you didn't wash your hands. They will even embarrass you, and you feel embarrassed. Charlie, you feel embarrassed. It is because they say you have been doing it, they have been seeing you do it, and they're also doing it. So they will be the ones to remind you, say, one yet. So, but then, if you say, a sudie, a ban sudie, a parents sudie, a young crown sudie, young man crying whom at the arena who are whom say a arena, a bit me a kun, a idea kunipa. Now, whom whilst we are trying to let them know, say, they can protect themselves, your mom who's a arena, a bit more kum. I'm sure say, would ye, our crowd opening will be a slow. People will be much more careful about how they go about things. I think the health professionals and Diana and Francis have given us, very, very insightful comments about, how to handle these things, how to treat the children in school and all that. And I think say about 8 years. These are some of the things that I also take into consideration. Now I believe say together, if we follow the protocols as laid down, we shall overcome it.
That was it. Now, COVID-19 in most schools, they've provided nurses. Last year, a teacher for Ekasai. Some of the schools are population near high and be a nurses 2. Some of the schools 1. Going forward, if this thing becomes part of our school system, it will be very nice. COVID-19 will pass. It will go, but it is teaching us lessons. Say, the children, we have amount of population there from Monday to Friday. School in some cities and also in some towns, if you grow a friend educational circular and also we have a cluster of schools there. So to me, my school be a nurse with a health center, maybe they can have school health and a student health department. I just say Akrabia ko school no yarea be as a teacher in a dinner bow. Say be a primary school in a yare na yebema Jesus trainee edin anim dinaba or moba. They are not going to the usual queue na. We have a special department dedicated to the student health. It is all over Europe here. We have student health department. Usually, they are either on campus or they are so close to where many of the schools are. Another one, so say, some of the teachers, maybe they can make them a rep for Red Cross and also the ambulances. Every constituency or every district have an ambulance now. And I learned to say ambulance have about 10 professionals attached to it, and at least 5. As a public health measure, they can be going from school to school to be having some short drills with them. Because so we tenor obi war off duty, obi war a duty. They can be planning with Ghana Education Service and be engaging our school children. And some are little drills, or maybe they can update the knowledge of the teachers on some few things. Teacher for school, they will be able to help and crown if their knowledge on health issues be on certain things, how to apply a first aid and as if for. And correct media grow school if you to me pra ye school or a Ghana a bit to me pra a muja. Are you now calling the parents say on for plaster mrana for to so and say teacher nina any in bottom ska and fankoto a plaster na this first aid kit and a there and our features so Ghana and mine. Assemblymen, district chief executives, a politician because school are dying on politicians, they are mutaisi. And him for one check is a school, then be a CSU chrome, it is not just classrooms. Let them provide toilet facilities and other facilities that improves hygiene, hand washing. Facilities are a beer, what's baby, a cacrebia, able to me. Atop tank so abun swagum some crown be monster and those things. Not just school dying. COVID-19 actually and yama be say if personal hygiene, we need to step it up. And public health matters, we and then saying COVID-19 or my opinion about out say or see 88 hospitals. So at least from now we know say some district lack hospitals. Me kintampo and now say obia ofri kro ekitua bimo. We don't go to a Kolebu, we don't go to Rich, we don't go to a Konfanoche. They should make sure as our minds so say the redistribution of national resources no ebeko ebia na said a buying a car say a buying ye beto aba a buying way na betina so Taban for the better so the 88 hospitals, creating Ghana our own CDC, making infectious control department, all these things, no, check, and they have to resource. They say COVID-19 so by it's only Accra, Kumasi, and few places near to me attested labs are not there. Yes, Ghana mine. We should put all these things together. So we should let hygiene facilities available in it. Can I give everybody a minute to say something to my Ghana? Why not? You don't know Beshasi. Francis, if you want to call Mr. Boyne, na ye call Makion, na Enru Hona, then you knew Dina about back. Na you didn't.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, going forward, no. And you may be a SSC COVID time. And send Ghanaians, you rally behind our government to fight this pandemic. You know, Mr. Say pandemic you qua, mommy and fast honky cano, infanty and penny for, send your man penny baby man addresser, in a tiny TV, money pay, see tea, and some of my penny person catch and going forward, no. Mommy in a yas happy pan, near fanty and penny for. Nem right as a share a woman in this so. Na sana might be our developing a will be as a piano, or fast so it develop ye. A cast many be ya, men yet. Send ye this time wash your nose mask and my indi and run so prepare na it be to me a develop it. Na yina a want to it. Me that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Mr. Boyne. Mr. Boyne, me patch or mic you know off. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I think Sanya Yenina who say yare and I know maybe or be a bit timid si a quine be apa yama imuno and I we are singing ano a set a brain na ya boy a home by and a huni you bet me a D and huni and yes say ye mo be a be up to say first no. What is say be a panimu be a buffia, I say a montetin time when you say Ukwa you see some of those things. Those things doesn't help. One out to hold the beer. And you said the beer no who say who do huni and can say a rebi ba na so or my penny be an answer politician be can answer. A seeing no from time to time be an say. Baby a yɛwɔ no ɛhɔ yɛ neat baby a yɛrekɔ the way esi tutu yɛ nneɛma bibi a yɛ edidi so kama ɛnso sɛ ɛma obi ɛhyɛ yɛn sɛ ɛsɛ ɔhyɛ nose mask ɛsɛ o sanitize wɔn nsa anaa ɛsɛ ɔhoro wɔn nsa ansa na those days na yɛta aka sɛ Africa germs are not harmful no it's not now now you joke you die with it.
Yo, yeah, that was it. Makion.
Yeah.
Mr.
Even
I think so, Mr. Boyne or Daso Kasa, the connection, no.
Yeah, Nana American is a you said time and now near can send be try a home near you know. So Africa, the sun, those kind of things, we have to move away from it. And I say, "Di yehuni, a brainy, baby, be a will be ano." I say to me, a 2 year normal year, and I'm sure Bema normal could year mine. Thank you.
All right, yeah, that was it. Makion.
yeah, even with the make a Sanchez, it seems that make us previous now almost concluded the answer.
Okay.
The mechanism the government should continue to be focused. Na nipa yeti o mani mososo no. Ye manye enye asem hia So share every government allocate Kumasini Accra na. Send your money more team wine because if you cross it, but you say I buy beer, no, if you has here a minute a month for. My yet say ye will be. It is about our personal health, it's about ourselves. Say one more home by Nasabi, Uwa, Sabi, Wawun Kwasi Wu, and Untino, Mestre say, Yena, Yema, your personal protection, your personal health, and who in hearing. Na memory, she must say, Yarewe no. A conform dear, Nanso, and Koye. Say, who the civil won't say Ariano, every day the figures are going down. To visit now, things are okay. To no be diagram. One Fiana Nema Afawasi. And you know, is a caution to everybody. Can come in your Ghana. We don't have a very robust health system. Yariano said, Tia Kisipa, Atisipa, Ibitimi Adasano.
Yes, me Chuan said, they're not all cancer. Ye Jaini and Guha. Yadiano Bessia Trinitino. Oh, say Yadiano China na APA first. And then when it got to some time, you know, no more fees or master, no, then the second wave got them. And Yadiano, every China, no, Europe nearby. Say Europe, yeah, second wave. And Africa na eba late. Na yanhwe ya so your second wave. Ebeba. It's a point and yipa.
Yeah, even I think the money who say also beginning to buy in Africa crowd there. Never taught on wow. But in Neusha, the world record, no, South Africa is at number 5.
Yeah.
So South Africa is at number 5. This tells you say Africa, we have to watch out. Say some people are joking. Oh, people said Yarewe, there will be people, dead bodies on the streets. Why is it? It didn't happen. They are all liars. Say. I'm telling you, see Diagra. Those doom prophecy, no. Yeah, I'm sure you need Diagra. It happen live. And you know, Mr. say we shouldn't be complacent and think that everything is all right now. We have overcome it. Everything is okay. South Africa is at number 5 now. At first, all first 100 countries Africa. But now we are seeing an African country at number 5. And you know, area no any jokes are it is real. So we should take precautions and follow the protocols. I'm gonna say yes, sir. Send Francis Kayeno. Send you buying my free and maybe be a no. Me who say it is a reward for our obedience to the protocol. And I buy a person, I buy say okay, most more boy, to Amazon come ham kakra. Let's also yama buy who say you come on here no. Ye ni so ne ye nyina ye boa ama omano ye timi akunyare no together. Na se na be are no emme munkan fa omano so. Eba sa ene ye nyina na ye hom ebe kire ye omani. Kakra meka no.
Okay. Yeah, that was it. You knew about Diana.
If I show Miss Media, make a phone say, ye know, so think a forecast to be a one in way. In Timor do say, so see if fire health, no, and ye. This time, no, young chair, and was here chair buying near Jay complain. Yeah, I buy a shiny maybe so. But no smarty, say buy it, be quite immediate to my pambi. I'm out to me share. Ain't he said, Bibi abe near casa abuy, and I see it now, honey, a complain. Say, mini say, one baby say Egypt for the end. O fana mojanin say, Unshe nose marks and I be found. Ain't he ever nose marks and the angels superstitions, no. You will GDA dear. But James 1:22, GDA any ejuma na GDA any empire and ejuma and any maye. Inti so bibia say COVID-19 no. Enye mo fo yare. Enye yare ba Africa fo enye bi se na enye make on kan. Say South Africa at the 5th. tien twen kosi se ebe koso na ganda top ansa na eni abrana da bi emreni na ntien so ho na ye ho ye nsa ye hye ye mask ye social distance emre ho se yawe ko na ye da so tinkwam ye wo ahoden a atu ni ebe ye upe kura na ye nipa na to bear 5 hours to be enfa ho trotro na ye tena ye hage ye be ye basa mredi e social distance ho nsa neatness na ye nka ncha ye ma enye ye nko na ye ka che ye nkrofo ye bi ama nkwa na sia na nkwa na so ye tene be ya ayawe ko kura na ye na ye di enije asabum aye se ye kanena. Thank you.
Yeah, that was sick. Yenua bi so ene yatna lie o wevuye Kwame Swashiri Suta. Yeah, that was sick. So oni yatna ye. And in a conclusion, no, I want to quote something from John Hopkins, our America, and a roadmap for reopening. To say na ye reopen and yema eka crack. I say there are 4 phases to this pandemic response. Phase 1, solving the spread. This is the phase we've been. So phase we ena yatnemwa. Phase 2, state by state reopening, and that's a step by step reopening. We are moving into this phase where we lift some social or physical distancing measures. Into yadru sa stage we bi na Ghana so eye wo mu ti ye phase 2 ye yi we kakra ni apagya mu kakra na ye koyanim kakra. Phase 3 also establish immune protection and lift distancing more fully. Enti no ye wo ebebi wo ho a nipa na omunya ahoden no yema omo donate omo blood. So there be ya omo antibodies no a bit stronger and we make it a bit more available. Enti no say no aban any your health institution on your omo hwe yapon modin mo no. And also so no we are going to get to a stage a omo bebo ho bra so omo nya nhase a. And phase 4, rebuild readiness for the next pandemic. And I will say yes, say COVID-19, say ni papa, say ni sister, say ni nua, by all means, yen wu ye dear. And as a we are seeing man, we ye dear. Another pandemic or outbreak or epidemic be ebeba. Ebia Ghana Kwana ABC. Ebia Africa nyina, ebia West Africa, ebia US nyina, and I say ebi krampo na wo district hope and a outbreak bi ABC. Let's prepare for it. Enyami shraw say oni etnaye. A proper request. Ye say yeni Ghana endura ye tono anyhow. Public health is at risk. Ewa Ghana. Aduro ton, ye ton aduro to say ye ton a tomatoes no. I sorta ewa Ghana. Panyini nifia na ena ye ton eduro say. Na enha amanfo apomudiana. Is there no authority looking at the sales of medicine? And next week, Friday, 6 p.m. Ghana time, yebedi hon komo. Nyami shrao, bo ho bain. A COVID-19, it shall pass, and we shall live. And I was say. Dinah, yedawase, say oni etna ye, Makion, yedawase, Francis, yedawase, Mr. Boahen, yedawase, ewo electricity hon koma oni mbidi ye. Nyami shira mu nyina. Moma bye.